The search for survivors of the Baltimore bridge collapse is suspended. I'm Rebecca Castor with the latest details coming up.
2 state universities are having their curriculums involving racial diversity reviewed by Governor Glenn Youngkin. We have the details.
And UVA law students honoring classmates with a charity run after a tough battle with cancer. It's 10 o'clock, time for the Fox Virginia News.
Now, Fox Virginia News at 10.
Well, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Alexia Williams.
And I'm Ashley Brooks. We're going to come back to those stories in just a moment, but first, here's Travis with the Fastcast.
And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
Skies today were mostly cloudy. We still reached the lower 60s this afternoon, but right after the evening drive time is when the showers started to fall across central Virginia. And from a span of about 6 o'clock to 7:30, it was some pretty steady rain across the area as one band in particular moved across the region. But that band is now fizzled out or moved off to the east. A couple sprinkles in its wake and a little bit of fog developing around the area. Current temperatures 49 in Charlottesville, 47s in Madison, Standardsville, 50 at the lake, and 52 degrees in Orange. Tonight, there will be a few more showers passing through. Your skies will stay mostly cloudy, and temperatures will be in the upper 40s for most of the area. Wednesday, scattered showers possible at any point during the day for just random points in central Virginia. 53 degrees at noontime, a high of 58, which will not come until probably closer to sunset. Won't be a washout of a day. I don't think we get a lot of rain from this system, nor do we get anything from the system that follows on Thursday. I'll tell you about that second system on the move in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, Travis. Thank you. Our top story tonight, the nation in mourning as search and rescue efforts are now suspended in Baltimore following the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge.
Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has more on this story.
The nation in mourning tonight as search and rescue efforts in Baltimore are suspended following the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge.
At this point, we do not believe that we're going to find any of these individuals still alive.
Maryland officials say at least 6 people are presumed dead. The Coast Guard will begin recovery efforts in the morning when conditions are less hazardous.
We've got very difficult water temperatures. You have structures from the bridge that are in the water that can move with the tides and currents, making that dangerous for divers.
Officials say the bridge collapse caused by a cargo ship appeared to be an accident, and a power issue on the ship may be to blame. The National Transportation Safety Board will lead this investigation into what happened.
I will have more information about the recorders tomorrow.
The collapse is already sparking widespread concern over the economic impact to the area.
That's our biggest moneymaker in the whole state, right there, the Port of Baltimore. And now your moneymaker's shut down.
It's a little scary, especially not knowing when the next time they're going to open it up, when the next time you're going to get a job.
The shipping channel is considered to be a major route for cargo ships and cruise liners. And President Biden has already vowed the federal government will help fund the rebuilding process.
The people of Baltimore can count on us, though, to stick with them at every step of the way.
President Biden says he plans to visit the area soon, but did not give an exact date for the visit. In Baltimore County, Maryland, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Baltimore is one of the busiest ports in the nation, bringing in cars, trucks, grains, and other products. Now with that entrance blocked, those goods will have to go somewhere else. VCU professor Jeff Smith says Virginia could take a good amount of some of that cargo diverted.
Virginia can do parts of it. And a lot of it's going to be dictated by the specific makeups on each one of those cargo vessels. But Virginia has the capability to handle a large proportion of what would be incoming. And it now just becomes a volumetric balance. Like, what is it that is incoming into Baltimore? What is it that's already incoming into Norfolk? And how can those be routed in without too much delay?
He says the Port of Richmond is likely too small to handle much of the shipping traffic. He goes on to say the loss of the bridge itself will also cause major problems, as you just heard, in shipping goods by truck for the foreseeable future.
A Nelson County grand jury passing down indictments against the man accused of murdering a Wintergreen police officer. Daniel Barmick is accused of murdering Wintergreen officer Chris Wagner last June. The 23-year-old Maryland man is now charged with aggravated murder of a law enforcement officer, using a gun, and a felony and malicious wounding. Police say that Wagner responded to a call for an assault. They say that's when Barmick ran into the woods and then fought with Wagner, eventually shooting and killing him. He will be in court in late May. Governor Glenn Youngkin is getting involved in State University's curriculum involving racial diversity.
He recently requested syllabi from 2 state universities in order to review their curriculum. Our Fox Virginia's Garrett Whitten has more on this developing story. Garrett.
Ashley and Alexia, the governor has requested syllabi from George Mason University's Just Societies courses and Virginia Commonwealth University's courses that fulfill the school's racial literacy requirement. Governor Glenn Youngkin has requested specific syllabi from 2 universities to review their curriculum. According to the Virginia pilot, the governor has asked for the syllabi of George Mason University's courses on Just Societies and Virginia Commonwealth University's courses that fulfill the school's racial literacy requirement. Youngkin has a history of taking a hands-on approach to education. In 2022, shortly after being sworn into office, he banned critical race theory from being taught to K through 12 students. He touched on this in one of his early State of the Commonwealth addresses.
And they want their children to be taught how to think, not what to think.
Some educators have expressed confusion and concern after Youngkin requested to review the curriculum prior to it reaching students' ears. In a statement from a union at VCU, they say, quote, Youngkin's request to scrutinize faculty syllabi can only be understood as a form of attack on academic freedom and the First Amendment right to free speech on our college campuses. Governor Youngkin's administration has offered his reasoning for doing so, saying in part, quote, the administration has heard concerns regarding core curriculum mandates that are a thinly veiled attempt to incorporate the progressive left's groupthink on Virginia's students. In the same statement, the administration reiterated the governor's thoughts that students should learn how to think, not what to think. Now, I did reach out to UVA to find out whether they have gotten a similar request or not. As of now, I have not heard back. In the studio, Garrett Whitten, Fox Virginia News.
All right, Garrett, thank you for that report tonight. Charlottesville Police Department encouraging community members to sign up for their 9-week Community Police Academy. The academy will begin April 11th every Thursday evening from 6 to 8:30 at the Charlottesville Police Department.
They're going to hear from the chief, other members of our special units, all of our divisions. They're going to learn about the K-9 unit, emergency response unit, forensics, investigations, patrol. It's all encompassing.
The participants will also have the option to do a ride-along with a police squad. For more information to sign up, you can visit our website.
Some logistical changes are coming to UVA graduation weekend this year. The biggest change, tickets are now all electronic. Graduating students will receive 6 free tickets by May 9th. Tickets are used at the same sporting events, and students can also transfer their tickets to guests, but selling them would be an honor violation. It's to make the crowd of thousands easier to navigate.
The electronic ticketing system will allow the university to distribute the tickets sooner and for the students and their families to have a smoother day of celebration when the big day comes.
Also, Friday's valedictorian event will start later than expected, and the days that programs graduate are going to be switched around. UVA is encouraging students to get their tickets sorted out as soon as possible to avoid any confusion on the big day.
UVA law students are honoring their memory, of their beloved classmate with a 5K this weekend. Tessa Wiseman lost her battle with cancer last August. Classmates remember her as a fast friend and a sharp mind. The Memorial 5K is a way to remember her and find ways to heal. Tessa's boyfriend and the law school running club set up the event. They hope anyone who's mourning comes to run.
This run on Saturday combines the 2 things that Tessa loved most, which is just the people around her and running. And so though Tessa is no longer with us, I think it's just a very special way of feeling connected to her.
The run starts at the UVA Law School at 9 a.m. on Saturday. Breakfast treats and community conversations will follow. Well, Sean Diddy Combs has been the target of several lawsuits alleging sexual abuse just in the past 6 months.
Homeland Security raids 2 of hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs' homes in connection to a sex trafficking investigation. I'm Jonathan Hunt in Los Angeles. I'll have the latest on that story coming up.
2 storms affecting us for the midweek. A little bit of rain heading our way, followed by a very warm weekend. We'll give you the breakdown right after this.